If you could be 25 again, what would you do differently? Serious. Appreciate the time spent with friends. That time of your life really is the turning point to where you all go separate ways. Relationships, kids, work. Mid-20s, you aren't exactly rich, but you have time and just enough freedom and independence to make it fun. I didn't appreciate it enough, and it really wasn't that long ago for me. Less booze, less smoking, less credit card spending, less fast food, less worry, less motivation that's pending. 25 seems so recent, but it's so far away. Save more money. I wouldn't loan money to anyone. I would learn how to cook sooner. No soda or junk food. Take lunch to work. Avoid paying for food delivery charges and vending machines. Get professional help for my complex PTSD and general mental illness right away. I was using alcohol to medicate myself. I'd also set firmer boundaries with my mum whilst also trying to save her from destroying her life, destroying her relationships, and her eventual suicide. Date more, build relationships. Try to be more fit, eat better, and pursue the education that I wanted. All of those have become harder as I get older. Started the gym, saved more money, drank less alcohol, traveled more, and left the toxic job I was in as I stayed there till I was 29, which had a bad effect on my mental health. Traveled more. I had a lot of trips my friends went on that I skipped to save for a house and build a savings safety net. I was able to get a house in my early 30s, but now all my friends have family, so those fun friend trips are few and far between. I don't regret the choices I made. They were safe, and I'm in a good financial position. And I wish I planned better to incorporate more life experiences. I had my first kid at 25. The last 18 years I've done nothing but stress and have anxiety about providing for them. I would tell myself to relax more and enjoy the little thing, and now worry so much about what is next. Take more chances and risks in life. Live life on my own terms without fear of judgment or dismay from others. Be forthcoming with my emotions and values and recognize this as an opportunity to regain control over my life. Took me far too long to recognize all of this. I'd spend more time carving out a confident and assured identity for myself if I could go back in time. I'm 30 to now, and would like to believe my younger self would listen to this advice, but he was very stubborn and still quite young in the grand scheme of things. So I know it's not too late. I would have found a way to stay in Boston the year I turned 25. I was finishing up my master's degree and having trouble finding a job. I should have taken anything, but I naively thought that I'd just magically get a job in my field without any experience in it. An overdrawn bank account on a bus back to NY, where I spent 3 more years looking for a job and sinking slowly into a hole of depression and anxiety caused by toxic family members and an awful economy. Fun times. I'd be nicer to people and focus on strengthening friendships. I'm 53, and I still think about the times back in my 20s when I hurt someone with my words. Stay in therapy. Build a consistent fitness routine. Date more and not stay in anything I did not see a future in. Invest more in my future. Make me a priority. Walk around half naked as often as possible. That body was banging and did not last forever. Acknowledge that a job is a job and not look at sanitation as a career. Contemplate trade school over college. Travel ASAP or looked into career, gone into the Coast Guard or corrections. Invested in a CD and an IRA Roth fund. Fucking stop going to university and find a trade that had an apprenticeship. Seriously. I have over $70,000 on debt. My nursing degree does not pay enough to keep up with rising rent costs. $500 monthly for food, and everything else that's so fucking expensive anymore. If I could be without excruciatingly high student loan debt and got a job in the trades that likely pays more than the cheap fucking CEOs pay us, then I might have owned a house by new. I was instead, honestly nothing. 25 is when I started getting my shit together, dumped the loser of a married guy I was dating, got out of debt, saved up a down payment for a house, took my mental and physical health more seriously. Now I'm 30, happily married, have a house, daughter, pets, great job without post-secondary, yearly vacations and a 5-year plan. It's hard, and I've been knocked down more than a few times, including losing my down payment for a house due to just life. But you just pick yourself back up and you keep fucking going. No one else is going to do it. You can sit there and complain about how hard shit is, or you can go out and get shit done. Save up a lot. Limit the money spent on entertainment. Get only a bachelor's degree to start working earlier, and spend some money on getting mental health support. Work on my weight and actually try to be healthier. I'm 31 now. And ping-ponging between 280,000 300 pounds, and frankly I'm exhausted with what it's now taking to just maintain that and not gain anymore. Break up with my GEF immediately. She's not an overall bad person, but dating her and knowing her family was an uphill battle. Try to travel more and detach myself from work drama more. When the girl I was trying to date told me she was a bitch and I could do better and just go away, I should have listened to out she was a bitch, and I could have and did do what better. Would love those 3 years BSCJ. I would move out of my hometown and also possibly change careers. My 20s were bad, full of depression and stuck. I often think about where my life would be now if I had been able to get out of the dark period I was in then. Fuck the shit out of Jessica. Those nights we'd get drunk and she slept in my bed. I knew she wanted to be more than friends, but at the time I thought she was too chubby. Wouldn't have gotten married and all that entails. Would have stayed where I was, continued in the work school path I was in, and bought my own property. Feel like I would have a life without so much stress and worry. Quit smoking and drinking 3 years sooner. Avoid forming emotional attachments to a job that held me back. Work harder in school so my GPA would be higher, and take studying for the LSAT seriously. So much regret in 3 years. Holy shit, every second counts. If you could go back in time, you would have exactly the same memories as you had at that time, and the same factors would be bearing on your judgment. You would do the exact same things, within a range determined by your temperament and behaviors, and their results would be generally similar within the range of chance. All that is to say, there really is no point in thinking about it. You should be thinking about what you can do now, because you only experience one moment in your life, the present moment. At that age I had already left my cheating spouse and went back to college. Honestly, just take a few different courses. There's a couple I really didn't need, and there's a couple that I really do need that I didn't get. Listen to the staff at the psychward and accept their offer to let me stay so they can figure something out. A place to go to get away from cluster-B parents. Tell my parents not to take the trip to see my brother for Thanksgiving 4 years later. Car stalled on the freeway, and they were rear-ended by a semi and both killed. Break up with my fiancé before we had kids, and she turned everything to shit, and pursue my degree immediately instead of 5 years later after said shit show.